they're different colors, but
Yeah, but that comes out of Isaac and Ishmael. But the firstborn originally, truthfully, the firstborn was Ishmael. Ishmael was what, Ethiopia?
Nah, he's the Arabs to the Iranian. Ishmaelites, the Iranians.
Today. But if you read the Old Testament, Ishmael's mother was a handmaiden and she was Ethiopian.
Nah, the lineage goes off your father. Your lineage goes off your father. So
okay, but his mother was Ethiopian.
His mother was
Ethiopian handmaiden.
She was Hamitic.
Right.
But,
which is black.
The Arabs wouldn't really born at that time. You got the Elamites, which are the East Indians. You have
right.
You have those type of people, but then you have Ishmael, and they've been mixed among the Iranians
over the years.
Yeah, but it goes off what the father is.
Oh, okay, because the way I looked at it when I read it in scripture, I looked at it for basically being what it was. It said that his mother was an Ethiopian handmaiden because Sarah could not give birth to children, and then later on she got blessed because she had what they called a barren womb. But I'm like, originally the way everything worked was firstborn got dibs on everything. So really, firstborn physically was Ishmael.
Yeah.
And then came Isaac.
We were not to. The reason why Ishmael didn't get it and Isaac got it, it does have to do with who Hagar was. Hagar wasn't our people. So Sarah was our people. She was from the same tribe, so to speak. She was Hagar was a Hamitic, so she don't really count. She's considered a concubine, not a wife.
Well, what about the fact that when Ishmael was born, his mother had our lineage, our bloodline, our DNA running through her veins.
Yeah, but she didn't receive the promise. They received the blessing, not the promise.
Right.
Their offspring. So the promise went to Isaac.
Right.
According to the scripture.
Right. According to the scripture. Yeah. But technically, I mean, I see where you're coming from. You're going by the law and God's law, but I'm saying physically to hit the world first is Ishmael. Ishmael was Ethiopian or a Negro descent. That's just not all of it.
Ishmael, like, give me Matthew 21. Because the wife plays a minor part on the child's life. The male plays a major part. You got it?
Because we was given dominion from the beginning.
It goes on with the male because there's a lot of mixed children out here. And it has nothing to do with the mother is, because if the tribes of Israel is going to be saved, there's a lot of mixed children, so-called mixed, and that doesn't matter about anything.
Take your time, man. I know it's cold.
Matthew chapter 1, verse 1.
All right, go ahead, read up.
It says, Matthew 1:1, the book of the generation of Jesus Christ, the son of David, the son of Abraham.
All right, about to get the genealogy, his history, his line.
Right, his lineage. Yeah.
Abraham begat Isaac, and Isaac begat Jacob, and Jacob begat Judas and his brother, and Judas begat Perez and Sarah of Tamar.
Yeah, now tell me what you notice about that.
They don't mention Ishmael at all.
Yeah, they don't mention no women.
No women, no.
They mention all
just
men.
the males.
So your lineage, the point is, your lineage goes off the males.
So that's why Ishmael was omitted from it.
The reason why the female does play in that part because that promise, the Lord told him the promise is going to go through Isaac, mainly because he wanted him to marry his own people. So basically that Hagar is a heathen, considered a heathen. So she basically is a concubine, but his wife, she got her child got the promise.
Right.
So it worked like that. But that's just how it works sometimes. The Lord skipped over Manasseh and Ephraim.
Yes. And then you got Jacob and Esau.
Manasseh was supposed to get Jacob and Esau. Manasseh was supposed to get the blessing, but Ephraim got it.
But Jacob basically gave his
Esau
gave his blessing to Jacob.
Yeah.
Because he was hungry and went out there and couldn't find nothing. When he went out hunting, he said, "Oh well, man, what's food versus my blessing? I'll take the food."
Yeah, but it's all up to the Father who the blessing goes on. And ultimately the Most High. That's not something set in stone.
No.
Who you place your blessing on.
No.
But it's like a tradition, so to speak. It's like the right way to do it.
Right.
But as far as Esau, that's a so-called white man to this day. The scriptures say that we're supposed to war. We're going to war with him.
We're supposed to destroy. I ain't trying to be funny or racist, but we was given orders to rid the land of certain tribes because God knew that certain tribes was the serpent seed and they were wicked.
Yeah, we're supposed to wipe out these stuff.
Yeah, we're supposed to wipe out. See, me and my sister, we had read this before too. The things were supposed to be wiped out. I call them things. They were supposed to be wiped out.
Yeah.
Because he knew with them came a curse.
Yeah. But they're that cursed seed. They're that seed.
But see, Lucifer blessed that seed because he know that within them lays his sense of emergence. Because he put most of
They hold this agenda.
right. And I be telling people this, they think I'm crazy, but that's what's in there. A lot of what's going on today got to do with Satanism, and a lot of rich white folks don't pay homage to the Most High, which is Yahweh. They don't pay homage to him. They pay homage to Lucifer for riches and power of this world. To stay established and keep the chokehold over the other tribes. And he blesses them only because he has a time now that he's been given, you know, but that's going to all change, which you already know this, but I'm just like, man, I be telling some brothers, they look at me like I'm crazy. You a Muslim, you Farrakhan, you this, you that. I'm like, no, I'm a brother who studied beyond what, you know, basically what they was telling us. Just like they put up this guy with blonde hair and boy, come on, man. You can take a white boy right now and not being rude. Put his ass in the Middle East and see if his hair is going to be long and flowing and he ain't going to be burnt and ain't going to have skin cancer. Just keeping it real. Okay, let's walk across the desert in Saudi and see if you can handle that heat.
I mean, where you're from doesn't declare your
No.
skin color.
No.
They like to say that because of the North American Indians, they say that basically it's based off the economy based off your skin color.
No.
Where you have the North American Indians in Alaska for generations.
Yeah, the Eskimos.
And they're still dark skin.
Right.
So your location doesn't declare
But
the
see,
type of skin color.
this is what I'm saying. They have basically interpreted their theology and religion the way they wanted to, and branded it for the world to say this is the standard, this is it, and accept it for being what it is. And that's not, you know, that's
Yeah.
not it.
Yeah, that's what they're programmed to do. Because the Most High created everybody. He created them to be down here to be a whooping stick on the Israelites and not keeping the commandments. So
Yeah.
ultimately,
Yeah. You hit it on the head. That's what's in there when I was talking about he who was last shall be first, he who was first shall be last. We was first. But we had kings that was disobedient.
Yeah,
They didn't follow through with the doctrines that God set down for them. Even Solomon being a wise king, he made a dumb mistake. When he started bringing in his concubines, he started setting up individual temples and letting them keep their own religion. Some of their own religions was pagan. And he had the house of God sitting right there, which was Solomon's temple. And then outside of it, here this chick is praying to Baal, and this chick praying to the sun god. I'm like, what was Solomon thinking about? He slipped up on that.
He was white.
That was an abomination. He sit there and let the women make his choices.
He was a great man, but he started wiping the heathens. You're not supposed. That's what it goes back to again. That we're not supposed to wipe these heathens. We can deal with other nations. You can deal with so-called white women, but you can't make her your wife. She's a concubine. But when you deal with your women, as far as Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, those are supposed to be our wives.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's go into this. I'm gonna read this as far as what the Most High blessed us with. Go ahead.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, verse 54.
Yeah, this is out of the Apocrypha. Go ahead.
After these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures,
Reigning over everything.
of him come
He
we
was
all.
us.
Go ahead.
Of him come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen.
And the people also God has chosen, because a lot of people say, oh, so-called white man, like, oh, we come from the all come from the same
We
person.
come from all one seed.
We all come from Adam, right?
Right.
Let's read that again. Let's see what it says.
I told the African dude that he want to argue. You must be crazy. There's no way we can all come from. I'm like, dude, think about it. And when we originated, just like you can take, I had to break it down for him in animal terms. I hate to be like that. But like you can take one cow, one bull. You can breed a bull with a dairy cow. You can breed him with a longhorn. He gonna still make cows. You can breed him with a heifer. You can take a Stefford and breed him with any breed, and he's going to produce a cow. It might be a little bit different color, coating, hide, but it's still going to be a cow. He like, oh, well, I said, dude, I'm just trying to...
This is from the top, second Ezra 6, 54. After these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord, all thy creatures, of him come we all.
Yep, even the so-called white man, the Africans, the Arabs, the Chinese.
Everybody comes from the original man. The original man.
And the people
First
also
seed.
whom thou hast chosen.
Lucifer knows
And the
first seed.
people
That's why we're-
whom thou hast chosen. All right, he said everybody come from Adam, but and the people whom thou hast chosen. Just because we come from Adam, it don't make you the chosen seed. All right, go ahead.
All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes.
For our sakes. And this is possessive. Ezra is an Israelite. He was from the tribe of Levi.
Right. He's a Levite.
Yep, go ahead.
As for the other people,
As for the other people, who are the other people? Non-Israelites. Go ahead.
which also come of Adam,
They also come of Adam. Go ahead.
thou hast said they are nothing, but be like unto spittle,
But be like unto spittle. Go ahead.
and has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel.
Yep, go ahead.
And now, O Lord, behold, these heathen,
These heathen,
You know what that
non-Israelites,
means? When he said drop from a vessel, he's basically saying their numbers which are small compared to the rest of the tribe.
now they're basically nothing. If you're carrying, say you got some liquor, which is a vessel, you got some liquor with a cup of liquor, that's your vessel. If you bump somebody and that drop falls out,
You're not missing it.
you're not, yeah.
It's
ain't
not
like you
relevant.
Like, oh shit, let me get this.
It's not relevant.
That's what he's saying. They're not relevant compared to us. Even though we outnumber all nations. Once you put Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans together as a whole, we outnumber all the nations. All right, let's go.
it says, and now, O Lord, behold, these heathen, which have ever been reputed as nothing, have begun to be lords over us and to devour us.
Yep, that's what we were saying earlier. That these bankers, these so-called white man, the Edomites, they're running the world, and they're lords over us. They're the governors, they're the senators, bankers.
Politician, bankers,
You know,
military leaders.
they might put up a Negro here and there. Negro ain't nothing but a taskmaster for the rest of the Israelites. All right.
Down to the police.
Yep. Go ahead.
But we, thy people, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thy only begotten, and thy fervent lover, are given into their hands. If the world now be made for our sakes,
The world was made for the Israelites' sakes. Okay. Go ahead.
why do we not possess an inheritance with the world?
Yeah. Why do we not? Because we're not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. Yahweh Shem Yahushai. We're not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. So therefore, we're in this position now. He's allowing the sons of Satan or the offspring of Satan to have dominion over us. Because if we keep the law, statutes, and commandments, we'll have our power and we can overthrow them. Because that's how it always works in the scriptures. Anytime you go off, the Lord say, hey, I'm just letting everybody do what they want. I'm not going to protect you. But then we start keeping law, statutes, and commandments, then we start winning wars 200 to 2,000. So that's what's
Coming
going on.
back to the basically the upright position or the upright status.
Yep, coming to our original intended form. But at the end of the day, that salvation it consists of us getting back to our original form, which is Adam. Okay, we're going back to being Adamites, which is that whole man.
And see, when Adam was the old man, he had a relationship with Christ. Christ was the head of that relationship, and then through Christ came basically the laws for man and the doctrine for us to keep. And we just stopped keeping the laws and the doctrines, and we lost position.
Now, I'm gonna say Adam as a whole because the scripture say he made him with a wicked heart. But we're gonna go with he originally intended Adam to be his whole pure, pure, knowing the knowledge of good and evil.
Right.
And that's what we're gonna gain. We're gonna gain the knowledge of good and evil. And when we get to the kingdom, we'll have our extraterrestrial bodies such as Samson, Christ, so to speak.
The disciples that have gone on before, Paul, Saul, John the Baptist, guys like that.
They had a regular body. We're talking about the strength of Samson, the speed, being able to fly, walk on water, these type of abilities. We're going to go back to heaven.
Have you guys ever read the book of Enoch?
No, we're going to deal with that. We're going to deal with the book of Enoch. It goes all the way into something else. You know, but there is a book. I mean, there's certain books that ain't right.
But see,
say that.
but this is what I'm saying. When I read the book of Enoch, my interpretation of it was this. Enoch basically lays down the law that a lot of people consider witches. But he's saying that these was entities that were set aside in heaven. So in other words, Lucifer takes the knowledge that he learned sitting next to God and he flips it to use it for evil. He manipulates the laws of the universe. And he gives his people what they call the secret knowledge and all this. It ain't secret knowledge, it's old knowledge, but he's using it for the wrong purpose.
I'm gonna tell you this: Satan don't do what he wants to do. Satan does what the Most High made him to do, and that's to be evil.
Right.
He's gonna do that. So it's not no secret knowledge that he's giving and he's flipping it.
No, I'm saying, but when you hear
knowledge.
these Freemasons, they are so well, you don't understand your level of understanding is low. You need enlightenment like the Illuminaries and the Kabbalists. All of them is the same thing. They're Pope with just different names. They Luciferians and Satanists with different names, and they feel that because they got a little bit of a secret or know where locations of certain things in the world exist, they think they know more than people really that false knowledge because they're being fed a false doctrine.
Yeah, it's knowledge on the left-hand side. That's
Right.
all it is.
That's
and
what it is.
Satan's there to do that. That's what Satan's going to do. He can give you left-handed knowledge, just like airplanes. That's knowledge. That's knowledge on the left-hand side.
Right.
Because the Most High said we can fly. On the right-hand side, we can physically fly with our bodies. Whereas the so-called white man, which is the offspring of Satan, he flies doing using airplanes.
Just like if you look at a vaccine. Vaccines can be used for the benefit of man. But you can just tweak that vaccine and tear a person's immune system up and tell them that you're doing it for the good, like Bill Gates is basically doing now. Yeah, that Planned Parenthood, and they talk about eugenics, how we're gonna make new vaccines that can break down, have resistance to multiple diseases on multiple levels. You're breaking down the human immune system because only
Yeah, and then
All
the
the
devil, the definition of the word devil is
deceit.
deceive.
The great
That's
deceiver.
why the Native Americans call the so-called white man the devil, the white devil, because they ain't nothing but being deceivers. All right, and that's a characteristic of a demon, and the highest ranking demon,
Right.
which is Satan.
Right.
So that's why they're considered the offspring
great
of him,
deceiver.
because they take on the characteristics of Satan. We take on the characteristics of Christ or
I gotta tell you,
Yahushua.
bro, I gotta agree with you. I sit there and I tell my brothers up there at on by Vincent Park, and I talk to them. I said, when you act like the character that you display, if you have a characteristic that says lie, steal, kill, and destroy, you are what you eat. If you run out and flip chicks' skirts up and have sex with them, then you're a witch. If you run out and you break into people's house, you're a witch. I said, the character is okay. I said, so when you have a mentality where you manipulate masses, lies, kill, destroy what they have on their ground, under their floor, you build plantations, concentration camps, and then you build a situation where you have reservations, and everything you touch seems to go sour once upon introduction to you. Who do you represent?
We about to read this right here in the Bible, what the Bible says.
This is the book of St. John, chapter 8, verse 44. Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father will you do.
Yeah, and he was talking to the Israelites because, like we were saying, that the characteristics, if you out here selling out, being coons or being wearing whatever, serving the so-called white man, he's saying you're your father the devil.
You're displaying the characteristics of deception, and the deceiver, the great deceiver, like the seven.
So that makes you a part of him.
Right.
You're serving him. Go
You
ahead.
are what you act like.
He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him.
Yep, the so-called white man has no truth in him, and his high-ranking, Satan, or they call Lucifer or devil, that spiritual entity has no truth in him. He's created to lie. He was created to do that. All right, go ahead.
When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own.
Yep, when you speak
He's
of
pride and boastful. He makes his stories up as he goes.
When the so-called white man speak of a lie, he speak of his own. Go ahead.
For he is a liar and the father of it.
He is a liar and the father of it. And the problem with our people is they clinging on to him. They're becoming devils too. And we have to look at our people that are like that as devils.
So you just have to look at the character of an individual, and it goes back to what people were saying: judge them not by the content or the color of their skin, but by basically by the by the character.
But the scriptures say that. Now Cain was a devil too. Cain was a devil too because the scriptures say, "Hold not hand in hand with the heathen." But the scriptures say that. But Martin Luther King said, "Do that." So he was being deceptive. Now when Satan's being deceptive, it's not obvious because it's not being deceptive. You're not good at it. He's real slick at it. You not put it, like they say, the best way to hide a lie is put it between two truths. So you bring
sandwiches.
You bring a puppet or you bring a sellout and dress him up, give him that image, and make him speak a truth here and there, and then ultimately say, let's all come together. But the Lord say, give me Luke 17 chapter 21st verse, I believe. Alright? Because Martin Luther King said, let's all come together, let's have peace. Right? Let's see if he's a pastor, he's a man of the Lord. Luke 12 chapter. Give me Luke 12 and 51. It's like we said, this you gotta look at it, you gotta deal with the scripture. Everything got to do with the scriptures. Alright, go ahead.
Luke chapter 12, verse 51. Suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth.
Yep, this is in red letters too. You get your Bible.
Oh, that's Jesus.
That's Christ speaking. Yeah. All right, go ahead.
I tell you, nay.
He said, I tell you, nay. He's not coming to give peace on earth when he comes back. It's not that. It's a process. Eventually, it's going to be peace, but when he comes back,
coming as a conqueror when he first
he's coming for war. Because a kingdom has never been taken over
without
by
war.
Peace.
See,
you know,
I was telling the family that one day, and I said, anytime you look at a change or an event that's taking place as far as civilization, that always come about through bloodshed, and then after bloodshed, can you sit down and have a common ground or have that communion or that unity? I said, but before you do anything, you prepare for battle. You put on your armor and your shield, and you go into war. Then after you come out of war, you sit down. You can have communion.
So what they're doing now? They're teaching us. You gotta have a heart.
It even says that sometime in the Bible.
You gotta have
every time, like when they went to conquer, anytime a kingdom went to conquer another kingdom, they never used negotiation. They never used trickery. They came with might. They would smite the enemy.
Yeah, and the Lord, they called him the Lord of Hosts. The Lord of Hosts means the Lord of armies. All right, why is he going to come back with an army to play pity pat? All right, the Lord's coming back to overthrow a government.
He's going to wipe out the system as it is on earth today, and because Lucifer was cast down to earth, that's who he's wiping out. When you wipe out him, whoever has the characteristics in that seed and that bloodline is going down too. And whoever ain't got themselves right, all right now, and whoever ain't got themselves right and is believing in the scripture and holding on to the word and following God's doctrine, Jesus' doctrine, and if they fall into that Luciferian doctrine, they're going to come up short.
We're going to read this.
It says, suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth, I tell you, nay, but rather division.
Rather division. What's that division? Good set against evil. Israelites separated from the other heathen. So when Martin Luther King said, we're going to have peace, that wasn't a part of Yahweh Shai, Christ's agenda. So what the Bible says, if you're not with me,
you're against me.
So therefore,
he who is not with me is against me.
You have to do what? You have to filter everything through the scriptures. And when you do that, you'll say, hold up, Martin Luther. That's not God's plan. He don't want us together. because once we get together, what's going to happen? We're going to start taking on their ways.
Perception, and you
We're
start
going to start
developing
taking on their ways.
characteristics. I guess it's like, I guess this.
Oh yeah, get that real quick.
Okay, this is
I guess if you lay down with dogs, you wake up with food.
Yeah, yeah.
Get up with food.
Yeah, that's what you said.
13 and 14. And it should be as a chaste roe, and the sheep that no man taketh up, they shall every man turn to his own people, and flee everyone into his own land.
Yeah, that's prophetic because eventually everybody's going to do that. When shit hits the fan, so to speak, people are going to do that.
And basically, when you look at the reality of it, if you read Revelation, it talks about the 12 tribes going into their own doing. It don't say one big story. You know, it says there's 12 gates, right? Am I correct?
Yeah, 12 gates, 4 sides.
So those tribes is all gonna be coming in according to who they bloodline and who they tribe is. They ain't gonna be strolling in with this cat and this cat, you know.
Yeah, but that gate is enter into the kingdom. Ain't no heathen gonna enter into that gate. The only way they gonna come into that gate is if they dropping off some money. That's the only time. It ain't gonna be actual money. It's gonna be cattle. Because when the kingdom comes, the kingdom of heaven, which is gonna be on earth,
It's gonna be on earth.
it's gonna be Egyptians. It's gonna be Africans. It's gonna be Moabites, Chinese, Japanese. All these people gonna come with the best product of their land and give it to us as tributary. In the time of Solomon, that'll be a good example on how that works.
Solomon got so confused.
He didn't get. He just
got
broke down.
You let them women get it.
He broke down. Women break down everybody, man. A woman could live in one of our worst
I got to
enemies.
read that, man. That good job. I always thought of Solomon being a wise, husband. And I think about the women part. I'm like, what happened?
Yeah, I mean, hey, like I said, players fuck up.
Yeah, pagan. But he had pagan. He had chicks worshiping. I mean, Jupiter and all.
But that's what heathens do. They're gonna worship that stuff. They're not in their spirit.
But I don't know, like, you in my house, you run by my rules. I mean, that's how we kind of grew up. Your father set the rules and be like, look, this is my house, my rules. It was his kingdom, and he still letting them play by their own rules.
Now you have to extrapolate it. Just because he read that event doesn't mean he let him do it the whole rip. There's a point in time that he broke down and let it happen.
But still, why did he set up the temple of God and set the covenant, which was God's seed?
Right.
And then turn around and just place around him basically it was deities, which was demonic worship. Set around the throne of God on the outer perimeters of the Solomon's temple. You got smaller temples with nothing but, you got your praying to the Most High. And here you got deities visiting from the underworld to this little thing over here to this little. I don't think he was happy with that.
Yeah, the Most High punished him for that. Solomon was a great man, but everybody did something. Like David was a great
Well,
man.
he kind of loses his wisdom as I read that part. I'm like, man, that's
break down.
smart. But one of the wisest men could almost interpret dreams, and you can't figure out that he already been told you to have no other God before me. Okay, even if you didn't worship, you allowing it to happen around you.
He broke down.
Thou shalt worship no other God before me. I am a jealous God.
Yeah, we're not condoning that. He broke down, but his legacy stands still. Just like with the fight of Anderson Silva. I don't know if you get the fight of Anderson Silva and knocking people out for about 7 years straight. This year, he lost twice in a row, broke his leg.
Broke his leg.
But that don't take away from him being the greatest middleweight ever. You know, hey, people mess up. You know, and Solomon is one of the greatest men. And David committed adultery.
Oh, David sent old boy to the front line because he wanted that moolah.
Yeah, but
He said, you're going to kill him off.
what the scriptures say, who's going to be over us in the kingdom? David. Under Christ is going to be David. So, why is that? Because of their legacy, the things that they've done as a whole. We're not going to walk perfect.
Yeah, we walk in the flesh.
The only person that
Walk in
came
the
down
flesh.
here that was perfect was Yahweh Shai, people called Christ.
All right, whoever that is.
Isaiah 13 and 15. Everyone that is found shall be thrust through.
Yeah, so when everybody goes unto their own people, there's going to be a war. It's going to be Israel basically against the world. That's what it's going to be, because the whole world, they're under Esau, or the so-called white man's banner. You know, just like you can tell how the Arabs, and if you're not under the so-called white man's banners, they go to war with you. Then they push on democracy, so that's basically their banner. Once they get you under democracy,
You know,
they got you.
You know what I say about democracy personally, dog? To me, democracy is like demon anarchy. You just put it in a political formula, you know, falling under demon anarchy. Cooperating with our plan.
Democracy is a part of the image of the beast. Also, the EU,
Yeah,
all right,
European Union.
the whole philosophy. That's the image
Even if
of
you
the
look at
beast.
your coinage with them 13 stars and stripes, that sets up the mockery of the Last Supper, because you have to throw the disciples of Jesus. And Lucifer sets up, he's nothing but an imitator, because he's not original, he's a duplicate. So what he does, he turns around and introducing these different points of imagery, and he's putting it on the market, and then he turns around and tells people to follow this one world government, this one world order, and come together and be unified as one. And when you come together and be unified together, who's going to be the head of the figurehead of the world? We're going to have the Antichrist, and we're going to have
Yeah, because so-called white man's the offspring of Satan, and just like you iterated that they try to mock or they try to emulate the Most High, because ultimately so-called white man in the spirit knows that Christ is coming back. They know when Christ comes back, the Israelites are going to be set back up. So what they're trying to do, they're trying to play God, they're trying to control the world, they're trying to dictate everything. All right, but the Most High is going to put that to an end. But we're going to read the scripture saying that they're doing that at this moment.
This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and
that
verse.
King James.
Okay.
Yep, okay.
2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse, verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first.
Yeah, that they, the kingdom of heaven ain't going to come except there be a falling away first. Falling away who? Satan and his minions, which is the so-called white man. All right, go ahead.
And that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition.
Which is the so-called white man. The so-called white man is the man of sin, the man of perdition, which is
Original man of
destruction.
sin.
With the man of destruction. All right, go ahead.
Who opposeth and exalted himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped,
Yep.
so that he, as God, sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God.
Yep, and that's him. What they do with the image of Christ. Put their image up. All right. What they do with science and all this, they try to create life. They try to declare us.
Cloning and all that.
Yeah, they try to be the Most High. All right, that's what they're trying to do, and that's the so-called white man down to a T, and he's teaching our people to do that. You know. Go ahead.
Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things? And now ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time.
Yep. So the son of perdition, and he is revealed. But now it's going to get to a point that he's going to get totally exposed, and everybody's going to know about him. All right? There ain't going to be no disguise or anything. We're speaking about the Holy Scriptures, basically interpreting it. You know, it always been like that. From Paul, Peter, to all these people, they always came out and they broke down the Bible. All right? That's what we're here to do. That's what we're here to do. Breaking down the Bible the right way. Yeah, we put on camera because there's other people on the internet that go on YouTube or any other site and look for stuff. Just in case they haven't seen us out here, you put on the internet. Like the Bible says, his word shall be prophesied to the four corners of the earth. Alright? And that's the internet. The internet gets us to the four corners of the earth. There's people that watch us in Japan, in Russia. All right, there's people that wake up and start doing what we're doing in Alaska, in Germany, all right, in all kind of places, in Great Britain. Des Moines, Iowa? I don't know. It's probably out there somewhere.
I gotta roll out to the Super Bowl and read that last one.
They'll be alright. They'll get it. You got that, what you had on hand earlier. Luke 12:51. That's what I'm going to finish that up.